Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, playing some more MTG Duels 2013. Today I'm going to be playing the Dream Puppets deck, just because I like it. I think it's good, and I'm not entirely certain about this opening hand. Let me draw a new one. That's much better, much better, much better. Alright, so here we go, Dream Puppets deck. I actually played this either last week or the week before, I believe. I just, I like the alternative win method. I like milling someone as opposed to bringing their life down to 0. I think that's neat. So I wanted to play it again. That's basically what it comes down to. Looks like I am against a blue deck as well. There's a few different blue variants, so it's not necessarily going to be the same deck I'm playing, but we'll have to see here. Alright, so we're going to drop down an island, and with this card that I've got in play, the Hedron Crab, it makes it so whenever I play an island, they have to mill 3 cards from the top of their library and put them into their graveyard. Also going to throw down a Jace's Phantasm. And for the sake of getting that big next turn, I'm going to Thought Scour. Now the other thing that I could have done instead of doing this so early is I could have held on to the Thought Scour to Traumatize and then Thought Scour after, making the card more effective. So Traumatize takes half of my opponent's library and puts it into their graveyard. So if I do that before I mill them a bunch with other cards, it makes these things a lot more effective. But since I did what I just did, I now have this guy as a 5/5 because he turns from a 1/1 flyer into a 5/5 flyer if the opponent has 10 or more cards in their graveyard. So because I did the Tome Scour. Because I did the Tome Scour last turn, that made me hit him for 5 this turn. Whereas otherwise, it wouldn't have been a 5/5 until a couple more turns from now. So that's my MO. He's gonna Arc Lightning. He is gonna kill off my Hedron Crab, which I don't blame him because this card is pretty ridiculous. So he's gonna do 2 damage to that and 1 damage to me. Arc Lightning lets him take 3 damage and divide it how he chooses. And now I will be holding on to things like Mind Sculpt to do after Traumatize, but I kind of did it in reverse last time again because I wanted to get this Jace's Phantasm nice and win. I might actually be able to kill him with damage this game, which would be interesting because that is not the primary MO of this deck. That's not how this deck typically wins. Alright, so he's got 4 now. Let's see what he's gonna play. Takes control. Is that what this? Yeah, he gains control of the creature till end of turn, and then he gets to attack me with it. But for him, it's only a 1/1. I bet he thought it was going to be a 5/5, but it isn't because I only have 2 cards in my graveyard. So he attacks me for 1. Oh boy, he is probably PO'd. Alright, so what I was talking about earlier is what I'm about to do right now. I'm holding on to these mill cards until after I Traumatize. So I'm going to Traumatize now, which will take his library from 39 to, should be like 19. I believe. Oh, actually, okay, just the 20. Okay, so puts him down to 20 cards. Now again, had I done these first, the Traumatize would have been less effective. But now, all of a sudden, I've got 7 cards here and 2 cards there, and that alone is going to bring him down to 10 cards. That's not enough to win the game, though. I need to, well, I mean, I might win next turn just by damage, actually, which is funny. It's really... This is really weird, because usually the games are really close. Either I might be able to kill them with damage, which is very rare. It looks like it might happen here. Or I'm within 1 or 2 turns of milling them, or I mill them right like 1 or 2 turns before they kill me. It seems to be always very close with this deck, either one way or the other. But this game seems to be going very much so in my favor. So let's see what he does this turn. He's going to play a flyer. It is a 3/5 flyer, so it saves him a turn. He's going to block with it. This will die, my guy will live. But it'll stop him from... or I can just kill him right now. So I'm just going to kill him right now with damage. What we're going to do, we just drew into a Mind Control, which will let me take his creature here. And then I attack him for 5 for the win. So this would have been a game that I actually would have been able to kill him with milling, but again, was able to kill him with damage. Jace's Phantasm for the win. Alright, let's go on to another game. Okay, our next game here is against Dark Nimbus. And he gets to play first. My opening hand, I guess, geez, I kind of want to draw a new one. I'm going to keep it. All right. I'm going to keep it because Grindstone's nice, and, yeah, I don't know. This might be a mistake. We'll see. All right, so I've got Grindstone, which I'm going to be playing first turn here. I'll show you that in a minute. You know, he's got a multicolored deck, so Grindstone's not the best. Grindstone's amazing against monocolored decks because you tap 3 and tap it, puts the top 2 cards of target player's library into their graveyard. If both cards share a color, repeat this process. So just imagine that in a monocolored deck. As long as the lands don't come into play, if you get like 2 green cards, do it again. 2 green cards, do it again. You know what I mean? So it can be pretty awesome. Now, with the multicolored cards, this could still work out though. So we'll have to see if this proves to be good at all. But yeah, I'm gonna have to try to kill him before I die myself. Derp. Gonna Mind Sculpt him now. Take 7 cards from his deck into his graveyard. And the next turn, that will do a Grindstone if I so desire. I also have Visions from Beyond. If there are 20 or more cards in a graveyard, I draw 3 cards instead of 1 card. It's 1 blue for a draw card, or 3 if there's 20 or more. And then also Into the Royal. Tap 2, return a permanent to its owner's hand. I can pay 2 extra as a kicker when I cast it to also draw a card in addition to doing that. All right. So let's see here. He's going to play, enters the battlefield, draw a card. All right. I am going to Grindstone him. Looks like we just got 2 cards with that. And then he attacks me for 1, bring me down to 18. So I'll be saving the Into the Royal until he gets some massive creature that I'm really worried about killing me. These little pecks of damage, while troublesome, aren't enough for me to worry too much about. Okay, so here's a great thing. I'm gonna play the Hedron Crab before I play my land for this turn. And then we play the land for the turn, so the Hedron Crab mills him for 3. Awesome, right? Absolutely. He's now down to 35 cards. I really hope Grindstone sticks one of these times, you know? He's gonna swing for 2, which I will let go through. I'm not gonna sacrifice my Hedron Crab. I'm gonna block that, though. I don't know that his deck has any creature pump-up, so I think I can just block that freely. Let's see what he's gonna do here. If he's got anything during his second main phase, that's a no, so I'm going to Grindstone him again. Come on. I expect this really to only ever go through once. The thing is, if it catches a land, it also isn't gonna work. Play a land, mill him for 3. So good. I'm gonna wait till he's got 20 cards in his graveyard before I play my Visions from Beyond. Alright, so I can Into the Royal with Kicker. I've got a Thought Scour that I can also play. I can also Grindstone. So I've got my options right now. I do have options. What is this? That is ridiculous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Thought Scour him first. Okay. Then when he attacks, I'm gonna Into the Royal with Kicker, his 4/4 dude, to get these guys smaller. Just like that. Pumps up all his stuff there. And then I'm gonna block. Oops. Block that with that. So I'll just take 2. All right. Now, my friends, now. I do believe he's got more than 20 cards in his graveyard. He's got to by now. I wish he just told me a number. And I can Jace's Phantasm, which I will do. This is a 5/5 flyer now. It's a 1/1 unless he's got 10 or more cards in his graveyard, which he does, so it's a 5/5. And I could Mind Sculpt him as well, which I will do. Brings him down to 16 cards. I will not attack. I will say go. Alright, it's gonna be a close game. Close game it's gonna be. He did not play his big beefy creature again, which I thought he was going to. I'm guessing that maybe he thinks I might have a counterspell, because I held on to stuff here. And he is going to play this. Enters the battlefield, tap a creature. That doesn't untap during its untap step. So basically this is no longer a blocker. I can't attack with it either. That's certainly a bummer. I'm gonna respond by grindstoning him. Still got only 2 cards. He's down to 11 though. So I lost my blocker there. Now he's gonna swing for 3. Although he should just swing for 2. I'm guessing he's just gonna attack with this anyways, which I'll just block. He's down to 11 cards. This is really close. I'm guessing I'm gonna be able to mill him out next turn. In fact, I'm almost positive I will be able to, because I'm on Visions from Beyond, plus draw a card, plus mill him for 3. I think within the 4 cards that I'll draw next turn, I'll be able to mill him down to almost nothing. So let's see, we're gonna play an island, mills him for 3. We are going to Visions from Beyond, which will allow me to draw 3 cards. And right there. Got this. Really cool card. If an opponent searches their library this turn, I can play it for 0, but I don't need to because I've got the 5. I'm going to pay 5 and mill the 13 cards from their graveyard into their library. Reverse, from their library into their graveyard. And so what happens now is I pass the turn. Let me just play this, just it doesn't make a difference, but I'm just gonna play it just in case. It doesn't make a difference. I don't think there's anything he could possibly do. And now next turn, he goes to draw a card. There's no cards to draw. He loses the game. Force wins. Let's go on to another. All right, next game here is against Ratas, who says howdy, and I say hey. And I guess I'll keep it. I really like having the Hedron Crab early on, but not having it's not the worst thing. I like the Thought Scour nice and early. Mill them 2 cards. Let me draw a card. See what I get. Just an island. All right. Yeah, Hedron Crab is pretty win. You know, I wonder how valuable it would be just to, you know, redraw until I get one. But this hand is pretty good because I've got an Into the Royal. This will be a weird game, I think. Yeah, might be. Didn't expect blue. I don't know. Blue from you, I mean. Well, I don't know, dude. Shh. All right, so I'm gonna Tome Scour him now. You know what? Yeah, Into the Royal wouldn't really matter next turn. So we're gonna Tome Scour him. 5 cards from his library to his graveyard. And then we say go. Now I drew into a Dreamborn Mew. This card is amazing. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, they take the top X cards from their library, put them in their graveyard. X is the number of cards in their hand. Really good. And he is playing Crosswinds, I believe, is the deck, which is really good too. So this is actually, let's see how this game goes. This guy loves talking. Let me just, you know, if he's all about it, I'm with it too. Let's talk it up, Ratas. Let's chat it up. That's cool. Oh, you like chatting? That's cool. All right, we're gonna pass the turn here. Hold on to my counter spell, and then after that, I'll be throwing down a Dreamborn Muse next turn. So get into the Royal, bounce a permanent. I can kick her to draw a card. Also have Prosperity. Each player draws X cards. I love this card. I think it's fantastic. I'm okay with him drawing cards, me drawing cards. You know, giving me stuff to play. Awesome. And looks like he's doing nothing. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna throw down a Dreamborn Muse right now. And unless he's got bounce before the end of my turn, he's gonna be milling 7 cards during his upkeep. It's like he doesn't have the bounce, mills 7 cards. Stop timer didn't work. That doesn't. Stop timer works if you hit it, I believe. But anyways. I'm guessing in him saying that he did have bounce, but he just didn't do it in time or something. So he's probably going to do now. Watch this. What is he gonna do? Oh, he's getting a right of What? That... That was a pretty big mistake. Because I will outmill him. He doesn't have a mill deck. Wow. He just made me win this game faster. I'm not sure if he knows what my deck does. But that's okay. I'm going to Mind Sculpt him. Making him mill 7 cards. And I'm going to save the rest of my mana to do a counterspell next turn. That's weird that he copied the Dreamborn Muse, the card that probably is going to cause him to lose this game. Very strange. Whatever. Maybe he's got stuff to do and he doesn't want this game to go longer than it has to. Oh, Panoptic Mirror, no thank you. Counterspell that. This card is ridiculous. Aww. Sorry, friend. And he's gonna attack me for 2. Yeah. Ratas, you seem like a great chap, but you seem like a great fellow, but I think you lose this game here. In fact, I think with Prosperity, I can get him to pretty much deck himself next turn. Or it'll be close. I'm gonna Prosperity here. Each player draws 4 cards, so he then has 9 cards in his hand, and he's gonna have to mill now for... he's gonna have to mill for 18. So he loses the game next turn. Just like that. You too! At least he's a happy chap. That's great. Good game, sir. Nice to chat with you. And our next game here is against Heat. Let's see. He gets to play first. My opening hand. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this hand. Because of the Dreamborn Muse, the clone's nice too. And we got the Mind Sculpt there for some early game milling. Some milling action. Some milling action? No, milling action. 2 words, not milling action. Milling action's not a word, that's made up. It's a made up word, I just made it up. All right, starting off here with a Nature's Allure. Lets him get a forest into play. Nice mana accelerant there. And it will be my turn next, in which case I will not play my Mind Sculpt. I'm gonna save my mana here for a counterspell, in case he tries to do something crazy that I need countered. Let's see here. I'm gonna play a 3/3 Hexproof. We're gonna counter that. Might seem small, but that 3 damage pinging away at me is gonna hurt pretty quickly. And I'm gonna save my clone to clone something. We're gonna Mind Sculpt here and now, bringing him down to 43 cards. Next turn will probably be the Dreamborn Muse, unless he plays something that needs to be cloned. Unless Heat plays... oh wow, nothing. He must have some really big cards in his hand right now. Big beefy creatures. So for now, we will throw down the Dreamborn Muse. You saw what that card did the last game. Force the mill of 4 cards next turn from him. So 4 cards, bring him down to 38, plus he draws a card, brings him down to 37. He's gonna play another land, and still nothing? Very strange. Ooh, Mind Control, wonderful. So by the time he plays a card, I'm just gonna Mind Control it. That creature, it's gonna be ridiculous. 7 cards now, bring him down to 30. He's gonna mill 4, draw 1 next turn, which will bring it down to 25. He's finally gonna play something. I don't know why he couldn't play that last turn. Maybe he just drew into it. It's a 6/6. And he's gonna play a Prey Upon. Make these 2 creatures fight each other. Mine dies. Fair enough. However, all hope is not lost, my friends, because I do have Mind Control. So why don't you give me that creature? I would like the Primal Crux, thank you much. So now the 6/6 trample is in my control. Now, he's still got 25 cards, and I don't necessarily have easy means of milling him now that my Dreamborn Muse is gone. So, I'm guessing he's just got creature pump-ups in his hand, because he's got plenty of mana to play stuff, so. You know what? This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Oh boy. Clone my Primal Crux, turning this from a 6/6 to a 12/12. And then we attack for 12, and next turn we win the game, unless he's gonna fog, but I've got two 12/12 tramples in play, so let's see. So that's one of the two cards he had in his hand. I've got two 12/12 tramples in play, two of them. Who needs to mill when you could attack someone for 24? So the reason to turn from a 6/6 to 12/12, Primal Crux power and toughness is equal to the number of green mana symbol permanents you have in play. So there you go. That happens. That just happened. I'm not even going to dilly-dally here. We're just going to attack him for 24, and that should be the game. Unless he's got another fog, which it does not. Wow, 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 wow. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Well, those were some fun games. I went on a little bit of a winning streak here today, which is exciting. But yeah, I really like that mill deck. I think it's a lot of fun. What I ended up doing is I got rid of the last time I played it, I was playing with Jace's Eraser as well as Howling Mines. I got rid of those, replaced it with some more direct milling to my opponent, and I think overall it seems like it's working pretty well. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this MTG Duels 2013 multiplayer video, taking a look at the mill deck. If you like the content, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.